Hello, friends. Hope everyone is doing fine. Today, we will discuss about Bhrighu Nandi Nadi way of understanding the promise of education in a chart. How do you understand a person education level? What all he can studies? What are the promises? As per the education promises he has brought in this life. So through Bhrighu Nandi Nadi, we will try to understand about the education of a Jatak. So before we start the presentation, just let me pray to Lord Venus. Dram Drim Drum Shashukrayanamam, Dram Drim Shashukrayanamam, Dram Drim Shashukrayanamam. Om Aim Saraswate Nama, Om Aim Saraswate Nama, Om Saraswate Nama. Om Bram Brim Brum Sha Buddhaya Namam, Bram Brim Sha Buddhaya Namam, Bram Brim Sha Buddhaya Namam. Okay, so in Bhrigunandi Nadi and also in Vedic also, Buddha, which is Mercury, is a Karaka planet of Vidya. It's Vidya Karaka and the planet of education, which means like when we try to understand about the education of a Jatak, we have to take Buddha as the Lagna and understand the chart as a whole. What are the promises he has as a in terms of the education? There are a few higher education yoga which we have already studied, or which I want to discuss once again. The first one is Saraswati Yoga, which is Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. If these three planets are conjoined in a chart through 159, 3711, and 212, then the person will be very fast learner and will be having higher knowledge, because Venus is a planet of higher knowledge, Jupiter is a Jiva and the auspiciousness, and Mercury is a planet, just a moment, and Mercury is a planet of education. Buddhaditya yoga, the standard yoga which we know, the person gets very good common sense, is very intelligent depending on Sun and Mercury. Although we need to check the degrees. If it is more than 3 degree from Sun, then we can understand. And Jupiter is aspecting this combination. We can say that this person will be intelligent. And the last one is Vahu Vidya Yoga. The person will be educated and will be having multiple knowledge of varied field if Jupiter is connected to Mercury and if Rahu is connected to Mercury. Rahu expand the Mercury Karakatva. Okay, so let us start. The first sutrams. If Jupiter is connected to Mercury in 159, 3, 7, 11, 2, 12, the native will be educated and talented. The first thing what we need to check in a chart, apart from these yogas, we need to check if Jupiter is from Mercury in 159, 3, 7, 11, or 212. 159 is the same direction aspects. We can consider in Bhrighu Nandi Nadi as a conjunction. 3711 is the opposite direction, so it is aspecting the same planet. And 212 is a Katri, like the Pap Katri and the Shubh Katri. So these are the houses where we need to check if Jupiter is available or not, and it is aspecting Mercury or not through if Jupiter is placed 159, 3711, 212 from Mercury. The first house from the Mercury, like wherever Mercury is placed in the chart, it denotes intelligence. Of course, you need to check the Katri, like the two planets, 12th and the second house, as well as the seventh house. What are the planets? How it is influencing Mercury. Fourth house denote primary education, like the school education. Fifth house denote college education. Ninth house denote higher education. So this is basically the main factor. First house is the intelligence. Overall Mercury, how the Mercury is placed, how the Mercury is as a health. Fourth house is the primary education, fifth house is the college education, and ninth house is the higher education. What we need to check is the fourth lord, the fifth lord, and the ninth lord from Mercury should not go to sixth, as sixth is a competition or constraint. So if it's into competitive examination and all, that is case to case. We need to see, provided Jupiter is aspecting Mercury and he has got some kind of any yoga, then it can match you. Otherwise, no. And 8 and 12 is also, it should not go. The fourth, fifth, and the ninth lord should not go to 8th and 12th, except Jupiter in the 12th house. Because if Jupiter is in the 12th house, it is aspecting Mercury. So it is not a problem. So we need to see that the Mercury first house is the intelligence, fourth house is the primary education, fifth house is the college education, ninth house is the higher education, and the fourth, fifth, and the ninth lord should not go to the sixth, as it is competition and constraint house, and the eighth and the 12th, or in the eighth and the 12th house, except Jupiter is the exceptions. Okay, and also we need to see that these lords, the fourth, fifth, and ninth lord, should not be connected to the sixth, eighth, or the 12th lord. Understood? The third, the Jatak will get education related to the planet connected with Mercury in 159, 3711, and 212. So, whichever planet is connected to Mercury, Jatak will get education in regards to that planet only, which I will explain. And the fourth sutram says the native can also get education related to the zodiac sign where Mercury is placed. Okay, with all these four sutrams and the yogas, let us see Narendra Modi's chart. Okay, just a moment. You see, Mercury is exalted, Rashi, but at 0 degree. Mercury is at 0 degree. And we know from Uttar Kalamrit, if a planet is exalted but retro, it is like a debilitated planet. So here Mercury is weak. It is 0 degree. Moreover, it is fully combusted by sun. See, sun is also 0 degree. 0 degree 37 minutes is sun, and Mercury is 0 degree 48 minutes. So basically, Mercury is completely burnt. However, since it is in like this particular sign, Mercury's own sign, so that there is some kind of a blessings. Now, apart from all this, these two combination, it is further afflicted by Sun. Sorry, by Ketu, and Ketu is obstruction. So that means the entire education promise, what we are seeing from this particular Mercury, there is a big question mark. Okay, like at least the starting, or the way he has started, because we all know that he comes from a very humble background, and how he has rise in this life. He's very intelligent, undoubtedly, but that can be because of the sun, Mercury eventually sitting in this particular Rashi, and Jupiter is retro, so it is also aspecting Mercury. So eventually he has done his education, and eventually has studied, but there is several breaks and everything. So now let us see the fourth lot from Mercury. See the fourth lot from Mercury, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is Jupiter only. Now Jupiter is placed in the sixth house from Mercury. So definitely when the starting level, like in this like the primary level, when he was in his in the childhood, there may be some kind of an issue which he might have in his family. For that, education was a problem, because financially also he was not from a very strong background. The fifth lord is Saturn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Saturn is a fifth lord. Now, fifth lord Saturn has actually gone to the 12th house from Mercury. And the ninth lord, which is Venus, like this is the ninth lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Venus is the ninth lord, which has again gone to the 12th house. So in no senses, it is coming up that key, like the education yoga, it is like, it is active. And that is a reason he has not got the, there were breaks and everything. Okay. So this is the first example. Let us see the second example of Sachin Tendulkar. We all know how great Sachin Tendulkar was. You see, just a moment. You see, although Jupiter is connected to Mercury through the third aspect of Bhrighu Nandi Nadi, the opposite aspect, Jupiter is Nij Bhanga. Mars exalted, Jupiter is sitting here. So it is having the third aspect to Mercury, but Mercury is in the debilitated house. Okay. Fourth house has got Ketu, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he was just not interested in the primary education. And the fourth lord is Mercury himself, who is debilitated. So that is one of the reason he has actually, but then he went to cricket, and Saturn is connected to Mars. Mars is exalted. He went to cricket, and life has changed. And so, that is a reason. Okay. Now, let us understand with APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay. Now, we all know he's the father of the nuclear science of India. So, APJ Abdul Kalam, you see the Mercury. It is in the exalted house. What is the degree? So, same combination, this Mercury, Sun, Ketu, it was there also in Narendra Modi's chart. Now, same combination also there in Abdul Kalam chart. So how do you differentiate? You see, Mercury degree is basically 24 degree. So it is in the Mool Trikona. It just calls the Mool Trikona, but it is very strong because it's own Rashi. Okay. Now, it is aspected by Jupiter. 1, 2, 3. So it is aspecting Jupiter. Okay. And Sun and Mercury is creating, you see the Sun degree, Sun is 27 degree and Mercury is your 24, 3 degree difference is there. Moreover, Ketu is lesser degree, 12 degrees. So basically this is Buddhaditya Yoga. Okay, now let us see the fourth lord. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth lord is Jupiter, who is exalted here. Jupiter is exalted. Let us see the fifth lord. Fifth lord is Saturn. Okay, so Saturn is 1, 2, 3, 4. Saturn is here in the fourth house, not in the sixth, eighth, or the 12th house. Now see the ninth lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is Venus. You see, Venus is there in the Mool Trikona sign. Okay, so that is the reason he's at that level, and he qualified and he become that great. Okay, so that is the other reason. Now let us understand about Rabindranath Tagore. This is a very very interesting chart. Those who knows about Rabindranath Tagore, he during his like younger days, he actually dropped out from the school, and he was studied at his own house. He was a zamindar actually. He's kind of a king actually. So they had like all the the foreign teachers and all type of education, but everything happened in the house. There was a break in the school, like schooling. Okay, so let us understand Rabindranath Tagore. You see, first of all, Jupiter is not connected to Jupiter is exalted, but it is not connected to Mercury. However, Mercury is with Sun, creating the Buddhaditya Yoga. Sun is exalted. 24 degree, Sun is exalted, and Mercury is 7 degree. So it is exalted. Also with the higher education planet, Venus. Venus is also the planet of arts. Okay. Now you see, Jupiter, there is a Parivartana with Moon. Moon is there in the Pisces and Jupiter in the Cancer. So there is a Parivartana. That means Jupiter is also here. So when Jupiter is here, it is aspecting Mercury and Venus. Understood. Now let us see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth lord is Moon. So Moon has gone to 12, but then after the interchange, it is okay because it has come to the fourth house then. Fourth to fourth. If we see the fifth lord is Sun, who is exalted. If we see the ninth lord, which is Jupiter again, so Jupiter is exalted in the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth lord. So that's the reason the traditional education, like has, and also like we can see Mercury is also connected to Rahu. So this also creates the Vahu with the yoga. So he was a see Moon, Venus, and like Mercury. This is also a combination of the arts and the painting and the art, but like the artistic, the poetries and like cultural things. And Sun is exalted. He belongs to that family. It's in the second house also as per the Vedic. So basically, that's the reason Rabindranath Tagore, in spite of like not doing a proper like this kind of an education, like as we say the traditional way of studying, he studied from his house, and like he was groomed. He went to foreign. He's like he's a Nobel laureate and whatnot. So these are the reasons for that, because of this parivartana and everything. Okay. So success in the fifth sutrams is success in any education pursuit. How to determine that the person will be successful in any educational pursuit? You see, if the combination has Jiva, Jupiter plus Mercury, which is Vidya, and Sun is success. So Jupiter, Mercury, and Sun, and Venus is higher knowledge. Then this ensure that this person is like destined. So basically, Saraswati Yoga, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus, and additionally Sun. So this ensure that this person will be always successful throughout his life, whichever career he goes. This is a success combination. Okay, let us see Avijit Banerjee's chart. He's a Nobel laureate. Avijit Banerjee. He got the Nobel because of like the in economics, and like we all know Avijit Banerjee. He's also a Bengali. So let us understand. See, Nobel laureate Avijit Banerjee. Mercury is with Sun. We see Mercury is with Sun. Mercury is with Sun. But it is also with Ketu. So you see, Mercury is 10 degree and Ketu is 12 degree and Sun is your 8 degree. So it is getting this affliction. But here we see Mercury is retro. That means Mercury is trying to coming out from this particular circle, vicious circle. It is going to the 12th house. Mercury is actually, because of Ketu, it is moving out and it is going to the 12th house where he is finding Jupiter and Saturn. All both are the friends. So if you see the Papkatri, Shubkatri, Mercury is having Venus in the second house and the friend Jupiter and Saturn in the 12th house. So basically Mercury going towards his friend. So Mercury could not be touched by Ketu here. That is the reason Mercury is getting escaped that we are seeing here. Okay. Now, first we have to see that who is the fourth lord from Mercury. See, one, two, three, four. So fourth lord from Mercury is Venus. You see, Venus is exalted. Okay, Venus is exalted. Now let us see the fifth lord. Fifth lord is Mercury, he himself. It is creating a Buddhaditya yoga as well. Okay, now let us see the ninth lord. If this is fifth lord, ninth lord is again Venus. So Venus is again exalted. So higher studies again exalted, and he got the Nobel, and the study was on economics. Venus is a planet of economics actually. The Karaka of economics is Venus. So that is a reason exalted Venus. He actually, like, the combination which we discussed here is basically Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, and Venus. So you see here, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and Sun. So that is a reason. And because Mercury got escaped from this Ketu, because it is retroing and going back where he's finding his friends, he could not be touched. Moon and Rahu actually gave him the combination of a foreign travel, because Moon, Rahu, and Moon Ketu is foreign travel. He got the divorce from the first wife. You see, Ketu is in between Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter is the male planet, male, like the Abhijit Banerjee here in this case, and Venus is a wife. His wife was also like a scholar and was a professor in MIT, USA. So the first wife, the second wife, and you see Ketu in between. So Jupiter and Venus in between there is Ketu. So there was a separation. He had a son actually, who got who expired unfortunately very young age at 2016 because of a road accident. So sun is a karaka of sun. Now Ketu and sun is basically like a, some a combination where it actually, it breaks off, like there's a detachment from his son. Okay, so it has happened. But Ketu and Sun is also Dhvajkirti Yoga. So it also gives a huge recognition and names, but it also can detach you from your father or son. So that has happened. Okay, this has also come into play. Avijit Banerjee's father was also like a PhD scholar from London School of Economics. So Sun and Mercury both in the same house. So Sun is also having the same combination what Mercury had, as we have checked for Avijit Banerjee. So that is, and he it also did in economics. So that is the reason, because the ninth lord from Sun is also exalted here. So this is the reason Avijit Banerjee went abroad. Why he went abroad? See, Mercury is connected to Moon through the third aspect, and Moon is with Rahu. So he went foreign. That is the reason Abhijit Banerjee actually went foreign and did his higher education, PhD, and everything, and eventually for his research work and all. For economics, which is a Venus Karaka, the ninth lord, he was given the Nobel, because Sun and Ketu is Dhvaj Kirti for Mercury education. So that is the reason he actually got the Nobel Purashkar. Okay. So, what is the combination required for research and PhD? First of all, Saraswati Yoga, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, and Sun, success, because you need to success, and Rahu, because Rahu is a research planet. So, if you have this combination, Saraswati Yoga with Sun, you are ensuring you're getting a success, definitely. Along with that, if you have Rahu, which is a research planet, then the person is going into PhD. However, this you have to keep in mind that also Ketu is a planet of Jnana. Okay, the real truth, the atomic truth, the Vedic truth, the occult truth, all those truth is basically guided by Ketu, because it's a planet of Jnana. So, Sun is Atma and Ketu is Jnana. So, Atma Jnana. So that is also a, this you have to see. Ketu is usually obstruction, but when if the person has got a Saraswati yoga, and also like all the planets are well placed, and then along with that there is Ketu attached. So initially he can have some issues, but later he will basically he will have that jnana, and also he can do research and he can be very successful. So Rahu is in general, which we have to see for research. If someone comes and asks that, can I do PhD? You check the Saraswati Yoga with Sun is there or not, and Rahu is connected or not. But if Ketu is also connected, then there can be some break. But you need to understand whether the other yogas are there prevailing in the chart or not. So let us understand. See, Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein. So we know initial school days, like, he has never liked the schools, and he was like, some teacher told that your son cannot be taught, nothing. So he had got some language issues. He could not speak well, actually. So Mercury is a communication planet, which is in the debilitated house, but Neej Bhanga, and it is having Ketu connected. Okay, so he has got obstruction initially, but since it is Neej Bhanga, later it improved. Okay, so who is the fourth lord? One, two, three, four. Fourth lord is Mercury, he himself. Okay, now who's the fifth lord? So fifth lord, one, two, three, four, five. Sorry, fifth lord is Moon. So Moon, you see, debilitated. Moon is debilitated. In the fifth lord is in the ninth house, debilitated. Moreover, let us see the ninth lord. So this is a fifth lord, and this is the ninth lord. So ninth lord is Mars. So you see, Mars is exalted. Now let us see in this aspect. You see, what we are seeing here, for Albert Einstein, as we can see, Mercury is connected to Venus, the high knowledge planet. However, carefully seeing, if you see, Jupiter was aspecting Mercury, but later you see Saturn and Jupiter, there is also a Parivartana. That means Jupiter coming here, Saturn coming here. So Jupiter, when goes there, it creates Saraswati Yoga with Sun. Understood? Since Jupiter is here, it is aspecting Moon, so no issues. And the ninth lord, who is exalted in the 11th lord of Mercury, so anything 11th money that will giving you gyan, is Mars. Mars denote physics, so he has actually dedicated his life in physics. And Rahu is also there, so Rahu is research. So that is the reason Albert Einstein, instead of all the limitations, because of these parivartanas and everything, Nij Bhangas, and the, like, he is what he is. So these are the reasons. So you never know. You need to see the chart in a different way. You need to read like a book. Okay. So let us see higher studies, in general, higher studies, like, IIT, government exams, like those who qualify for the IAS, IPS, and like, any higher education. What is required? Basically, you require Saraswati Yoga. Let us see Arvind Kejriwal chart. You all know Arvind Kejriwal is an IITian. So he scored 563 rank and studied at this IIT Kharagpur. So he did mechanical engineering. So let us understand. See, Saraswati Yoga, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. Okay, fourth lord, one, two, three, four. Fourth lord is Mars. So Mars has gone debilitated in the 12th house. How then? You see, Mars and Moon, there is a Parivartana. So Mars coming in the Mool Trikona Rashi. So Mars escaped, and rather it became great. Secondly, who is the ninth lord, fifth lord? One, two, three, four, five. Fifth lord is Jupiter. Jupiter is there with Mercury. Who is the ninth lord? Ninth lord is Mars, who is coming back to his own position. Arvind Kejriwal qualified for the civil service, and he was in the IRS. Saturn is a professional planet. It is connected to Venus. Venus is basically revenue, taxation, and all those things. So basically, he was there later, and it was a government job. So Saturn, you see, retro. That means it is also here. From here, it is aspecting Sun. That is the reason. Later, he actually, came to politics. And always remember, Sun, Rahu, and Sun, Ketu are political combinations. So Saturn connecting Sun and Rahu. So he actually started his career in politics. His wife was, I think, also was from this, like the same institute, IIT only. So you see, Mercury is here, and Venus is here. So basically, so he fall in love with his wife in the college days, I think. And he has got some health issues, lungs issues, and all. We all have seen Kajwal coughs a lot. So because of the Sun, Jupiter, Moon, and Saturn, this is lungs issue. Okay, so that is a reason. See, primarily the main point is was Saraswati Yoga, fourth lord Parivartana, and in the own house, fifth lord, who was like Jupiter, Jupiter in the own house, ninth lord Mars, Multrikona, and Saraswati Yoga. So that is the reason he actually was an IITian, and after that he came to politics, and he was into IRS also. Why? Because Saturn was connected to Venus. So that is the reason he was into IRS also. He traveled a lot. So these are the reasons. How to see higher education in foreign countries? Just you remember this thing. I'll try to show the chart. You see, Mercury is a education planet. So Mercury's sun is a yoga, which is Buddhaditya yoga. Mercury Jupiter is Vahuvidya yoga, and Mercury and Venus. Venus is higher education. So that is also there. So that is a reason. So it is higher education yoga.